Welcome to Every Coach Needs a Coach, the podcast for coaches of all sports and all age groups to learn from coaches and people they may otherwise never have the chance to meet. Today on See One, Do One, Teach One, we're talking about expectations. And I want to give you a couple of examples. So earlier in the week, I asked you to think of an example of a time when you were disappointed or upset about something. And I made the argument that probably the reason you were annoyed or upset was because your expectations, whatever they were, weren't met. Today, we're going to flip that. I want you to think of a time where you were surprisingly happy. Okay, you weren't expecting something, and then something pleasant happened. Okay, I'll give you an example of both of those in my life that happened relatively recently. Right, the first was a couple weeks ago. I had to go to the dentist. Right, my dad is my dentist. I love my dad. My brother works with him. He's also a dentist. Love him to death. And I thought I was going for like a hour-long, 45-minute long appointment to have a filling done. And I planned to spend time with my husband in the afternoon. So I get there and they start drilling. And my dad looked at it and he was like, you know what? Like, we're going to put a little partial crown on this. And he has this really cool machine that does that. And long story short, 4 hours later, I had this great new shiny crown. Awesome. The problem was the 4 hours later part, because I'm texting my husband in between, when I would get a break, honey, I'm still here. Right. I don't know, probably 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Right? Finally, like 5:30, he came and picked me up. And I was not a pleasant person after that, because I was pretty mad that I had an expectation of I was going to be at the dentist for an hour that wasn't met, because I was at the dentist for 4 hours, right, and had this other bigger procedure done. Now, I'm grateful that it was my dad, and I'm grateful that I had it done in a day. And there's a lot of other good things that came out of that. So I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because I'm not. But that was a time that expectations weren't met. And then on the flip side of that, same thing. My dad, not the same thing at all. My dad bought us tickets kind of on a whim to go see Brad Paisley at the PNC Bank Art Center here in New Jersey. And what we didn't know, so he gets good tickets when he goes to concerts. He loves that. So we thought we were like, I don't know, 25 rows back. But it turns out at PNC, they bring the stage out for Brad Paisley concert. So it kind of looks like the letter T. Like they bring it out, and then there's two kind of platforms that go across. So what we thought was the 25th row ended up being the first row, because when he would walk out, we were literally, right underneath the guitar. So that was a time that our expectations got exceeded, and it was such a cool experience, and we had no idea it was going to be like that, but we're totally blown away from it. So the point in telling you all this is that our expectations set a lot of our emotions for us, right? So there are times when you can maybe adjust your expectations. You can lower them, you can higher them. Just understand that your players have expectations, whether you've communicated them or not. And it's important to be on the same page and understand that setting and meeting those expectations can help reduce a lot of problems for you. So that's my challenge for you. Think of a time when your expectations were exceeded and how you felt. See if you can exceed the expectations that you set for your kids. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time with me. Keep getting better every day.